Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Film Box Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Souza. I'm joined today by Connor Jameson, Sam Ieski, and our good friend Jasmine Chapatwala, who's back again. And today we are going to be talking about one of maybe the best sci-fi horror movies ever. We're going to be talking about Alien. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good. How's everyone?
Bad.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm sick. That's all it is.
Oh no. Allergies or
Just cold.
Well, you're a real trooper for doing a podcast while sick.
Yeah, it's me and the troops are the real heroes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this? One battle after another? Oh God.
And a specific baseball team lost
right,
last
yeah.
night.
I don't want to talk about that. All right. So we're gonna talk about Alien, but before we do that, I just gotta say, if you like this podcast, and yes, I'm talking to you on camera, on video here. If you like this podcast and you're watching us on YouTube or you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, then just leave us a follow, share it, leave a rating, do all of that stuff. It helps us out a ton. We don't do any promotion on this show, so other than like organic stuff. So the best way to share the word about this podcast is to share it with your friends and to leave us ratings and to follow us for future episodes and to keep listening along with us, because we love talking about movies, and that's what we want to do with you. We just want to share our love of movies with all of the people that want to listen to us. So just off the rip, just wanted to get it out of the way. Make sure to do all of those things. And now it's time to talk about Alien. And I guess I should preface this conversation with this is kicking off our October Scary Month theme, which is Man vs. Monsters, which is a great theme that Sam came up with. So thank you, Sam.
Of course.
And what better way to kick it off than with Alien? So Connor, I'm going to ask you off the rip. I've got a question prepared, and I'm going to ask you, and I'll probably ask Jasmine as well, because you're both big horror fans. Is this the greatest horror sci-fi movie ever made?
It's up there. It's between this and The Thing for me as like 1A, 1B. It depends on which I've seen more recently. So right
couldn't
now,
agree more with that
yes.
answer.
Not to spoil things, but we might be watching The Thing. My answer will probably change
knows?
then.
Interesting.
But as of
Okay.
right now, yes, I would say so, just because I've seen it more recent.
All right. Well, Alien, if you don't know, why are you listening? Go watch the movie and come back. Alien is a 1979 sci-fi horror film directed by Ridley Scott and written by Dan O'Bannon, based on a story by O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett. This movie stars Tom Skerritt, Sigourney Weaver, Veronica Cartwright, Harry Dean Stanton, John Hurt, Ianholm, and yaphetkotto, with cinematography by Derek Van Lint and music by Jerry Goldsmith. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox and released May 25th, 1979, with a runtime of 116 minutes and a budget anywhere between $8.4 and $14 million. How much did this movie gross at the box office?
150.
I'll do 100.
I'm gonna go right in the middle, 125.
This movie grossed $144 million at the box office. So, Connor, that is a point to you.
That's crazy.
Have you all seen this movie before?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a first time watch for Sam.
This was. See, I was never been a horror guy, and to be honest, the Xenomorph kind of scared me as a child, so I'd never thought about watching it, but I didn't know what I was missing out on, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm almost right there with you. This is my second time watching it, because the first time I'd ever seen it was August 16th, 2024, and I know that because I have it logged on Letterboxd. So it's it has been roughly a year since I first saw it. But Jasmine and Connor, do you remember kind of the first time that you saw this movie, or when it was, and what your first impressions were?
Yeah, I'll start. But for me, my mom was always huge on horror. Like,
I just gotta say that is the best way to start a horror movie story. Is like my mom
yeah,
is like, yeah, okay, we're good.
yeah,
You saw this
yep,
way too young.
yep, exactly, yep. It was this and The Shining at the ripe age of like 9.
Yep.
Oh,
Um,
great.
yeah. My mom was just like, no, you'll really like this movie. And I remember having like you see shadows, you're a kid, you're scared,
Mm.
and I would just imagine it was the xenomorph, and I would scare myself more. So I'm like traumatized by this movie, but now I feel like that's a good thing. Now I'm like, oh, that means it was a really effective like
Yeah.
scary monster. But yeah, way too young when I watched it, but I loved Sigourney Weaver then. I always thought she was so cool in the movie. So yeah, I
Love
love
it.
this movie. I try to watch it once every couple of years.
That's great.
Once a year at least around Halloween,
Halloween.
but then
The
another
tradition.
additional time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Connor, what about you?
I'm the exact opposite. I saw this with my dad.
Nice.
He was like the movie guy for me growing up. But same thing. I was like way too young, and I vividly remember it was always Alien, Jurassic Park, Jaws. Those were the big
Nice.
3 of movies I saw with him. Like we watched it in his room on like his tiny little TV, and I still always just remember, spoiler, but like when the alien attacks and it's just the cat's face the entire time. I'm like,
Mm.
why aren't they showing it more?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to see
So
the cat.
you wanted more.
I
blood
wanted
and guts.
more. Yeah,
I feel like that's pretty much in line with you as a horror fan.
yeah. But it well to that point, yeah, it definitely shaped the way that I like saw after movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, as with all of our reviews and everything that we do here on the podcast, this is a movie that some of us own on physical media, and today is no different. I own it. Does anyone else own this movie? Oh,
Wow.
Do we have the 6th
look at
film?
that.
We have the
No,
same one, Connor. the
Let's
sixth
go.
film, the
Touch
6th film
tips.
Blu-ray.
Cheers.
I just own the lousy DVD.
Why buy one when you could buy 6 in 1?
I think I got
No,
this
look.
at like Walmart. It was like when one of those $7.50, the $5 and $7.50 bins
Bins.
And
you
I'm like,
got all of the Alien movies
on Blu-ray. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I'm like, that
crazy.
was a steal.
I
Yeah,
got this
that's
off Amazon.
nice.
I was not as lucky.
I got this copy at a flea market. This was one of the first movies I grabbed in my collection like multiple years ago. So if you don't own this movie at home, something I'm doing a little bit different, you can watch this movie on Hulu and Disney Plus for free if you have memberships. So, which is actually
It's
where
not
I ended
free.
up watching.
It's not free though.
It is
Yeah.
not for, well, you don't have
Nothing
to
is
pay
free.
extra. It's not like Amazon Prime where you pay for Prime and then you got to pay for the movie. Like
Yeah.
if you have Disney Plus or Hulu, you can watch
Yeah.
Alien. I actually watched
once
this
you're done
for this
watching
review.
Bluey, you could just pop onto Alien.
Well, there you go. I watched this on Disney Plus. I didn't watch my DVD because I wanted a higher quality, which is wild. I don't know. Sometimes there's movies like I watched Halloween on DVD and it was great, and then sometimes it's just like this movie needs a bit more than 480p. All right. Well, so Sam,
Mm-hmm.
we've talked a little bit about the what this movie is and where you can watch it and what our impressions are, but we got to know what the critics thought and what the other people thought about this movie. So why don't you kick us off?
All right, sounds good. So on our good friends at Rotten Tomatoes, it currently has a 93% from the critics, with a 94% from the audience. So,
Wow.
pretty even. Obviously, well received. Yeah. And on, let's see, IMDb, it has
8.5.
8.4.
That's crazy. You
Which
almost nailed it.
No, sorry, 8.5. Yep, 8.5.
Oh, you did nail it.
Yeah. No, because I just look at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is on the top 100 on IMDb. So, and for our well-received movies, we always have to do the
opposite review.
It didn't play the first time I clicked it.
Dang it. All right, so I got 2 right here. This first one says, it's a 1 out of 10 star. What do people see in this film? I am not one for horror films, though I do like this alien stuff.
What do people see in it? I don't like this genre at all.
I'm not one for horror films, though I do like this alien stuff. Nothing happens in the film. Nothing. We spend most of our time waiting and waiting for something to happen. This movie could have been cut to a half an hour, easy. There's a saying that says that fear is being scared of the unknown, something that the X-Files has done really well.
Alien bad. X-Files?
Great. Unfortunately, this film has tried to do this too, and has gone too far. Rather than waiting for something to happen, while on the edge of our seats, we wait and wait and wait and wait. We barely get to see the alien, and the special effects are pretty poor. It was made in 1979, but anyways.
Those are practical effects, buddy.
Sure, it was a long time ago, so we can't expect too much, but look at Star Wars, which came out around the same time. They were much better than Alien. Lucas had half the money. Alien is simply a boring movie that deserves no credit.
First off, like, it's so much happens in this movie. I don't know.
And then this other 1-star says, like watching paint dry. Alien is the equivalent of watching paint dry. A spaceship is traveling back to Earth with a valuable mineral from another planet. They receive a signal from outer space of unknown origin. Time to investigate this mystery. The crew finds a dead alien inside a spacecraft, and when this chamber is open, it is filled with eggs. One hatches, and a tiny creature attaches itself to one of the astronauts' face, unable to remove the critter.
Do I even need to do the plot summary at this point?
I was thinking the same thing. I think
it finally falls up on
the plot summary.
Keep going.
The man who has survived the baby monster is eating dinner with his crewmates when an alien bursts from his stomach and runs away, hiding in the Star Trek Enterprise.
What?
The uninvited guest kills some of his fellow travelers, and further battles ensues. In between, there's a good amount of brooding.
Is he like hiding the fact that it's an alien? Like, the movie's called Alien. You don't have to call it the uninvited guest. It's an alien.
Alien is a 2-hour drag. I picked this review because it just gave the summary. It gave nothing of
There's nothing of substance
There's
there.
nothing of substance.
It's like to prove that this guy watched the movie.
Yeah.
So
oh, God.
Now we can skip Connor's part.
Yeah, we don't have to do
the
basic plot overview because that guy just did it for us. No, Connor, do you have a basic overview?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's pretty much just that.
Okay, well, fair enough. We'll go past it, and I want to talk a little bit about some of the background of this movie because there's some really cool stuff here that happened in the making of Alien. So first off, the original script for Alien was a complete amalgamation of like 18, 19, 20 different things. So it started off with Dan O'Bannon. He made his first film, Dark Star, was like a sci-fi that was like less horror, but had some of the similar concepts. So they were like, I want to do something but like this, but scary. So then he started writing this. And then he had 2 different short films that basically combined the plot of half one, which was this like crew of people and how they're interacting. And then plot 2, the second half, which was people being hunted by an alien monster, and like smashed those together to create this movie. Then took things from The Thing from Another World from 1951, Forbidden Planet from 1956, Planet of the Vampires from 1965, The Short Story Junkyard from 1953, and Strange Relations, the book from 1960, as well as other EC Comics titles, and took all of those things and said, I'm going to use everything here. To the point where O'Bannon said he was on record as quoted as saying, "We didn't steal from anyone, we stole from everyone," when he was making this movie, which is pretty great. 20th Century Fox was not going to fund this movie until Star Wars came out, and they're like, sci-fi's big, you can make whatever fucking movie you want. And then I'm sure you guys know this, Sam, you might not know this, but the facehugger and the chest burster, the names for those things, they're not in the movie, and they only came about because fans used those names, and then it was picked up by the cast and crew, and then they started using those names, and then it just kind of became a thing from there. So that's how those came about. This movie was pitched as Jaws in space because of their similarities, the main setting being on a single location in a vast empty place. And finally, they being the filmmakers, wanted the Nostromo's crew to resemble working astronauts in a realistic environment, which they dubbed as Truckers in Space, which is a great way to put it. I love that. That should have been the name of the movie, honestly. Truckers in Space. Don't call it Alien. So that's a little bit of background. We're going to tap into what worked, which is the big first section for our podcast. This is talking about all the things that work really well with this movie. Connor, I'll start with you. What is something that worked for you with Alien?
The practicality of like having like the puppetry for like the miniature alien, then like obviously you have a guy in a suit for the big alien. Obviously they're on a set, but like everything is built with a function. So like when they're in, I don't know, the cockpit, I guess, or like in the mother's room, whatever, every button just feels like it has a purpose. You just want to press everything. Like all the scenes of the ship too, like from the outside, it's just a model that they're just filming against like a black like background. Don't care. Love it. I love that this is a time when they had to be a bit more creative than just, we'll just make something
we'll do
it in
post.
Yeah. So I love that.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I've known about, have read about, is that like that I really appreciate the Ianholm when it's spoiler alert. Obviously, this whole podcast is spoilers. I'm not saying that every time, but when it's revealed that he's an android, and they have that fight and whatever, like all of his innards, it's a combination of milk, caviar, pasta, fiber optic cables, and Foley urinary catheters that they just stuffed into a dummy. And it's like, that's just the kind of ingenuity we don't see anymore. That is just sick.
And I love, like, you can tell, like, it's just the old movie making tricks of, like, with, like, the chest burster scene, what's his name?
John Hurt.
John Hurt. His head's just, like, sticking out from the table, and they have, like, a dummy that's just shooting out, with Ianholm, or Ash, whatever. His head's just sticking out from the table when he's talking, and stuff like that you miss now.
It's just so creative back then too,
Yeah.
That's the big thing is like, these people had to figure out how to make this look real. And in doing so, it actually looks real.
Yeah.
Like doing it on a screen with visual effects in post is like, yeah, you can get close to quote unquote hyper realism, but there's an uncanny valley where you can be like, okay, that's fake,
Yeah.
But with this, it's like, oh no, this is real. I mean, he's really there. They really got a dummy. His head is through a table, but it's there. And it's like, it looks totally realistic.
Yeah, and like you could tell when they switch it out for like
that's
the
one of my favorite
head.
cuts in the movie.
Like once Ianholm is done talking and they just switch it for the dummy head to torch, like it doesn't look great, but you just love the authenticity of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. And then, like, going beyond that, too, I think on that same vein, the sets, the practical sets that they made for this, just incredible. Today, and I think we saw it with Alien Romulus. I don't know how much of it, but a lot of the sets would be, you know, blue screen or green screen, you know, and they'd put it on in post. But, like, they built out every single one of the sets. The Nostromo is real, and you feel that when they're interacting with the ship and with the planet and the alien spacecraft. It's all real sets, and so you actually have people interacting with the world in a way that you wouldn't have otherwise, which I really love.
Yeah.
All right, Sam. Give me what did you like about this movie? This was your first watch.
It
so
was.
Give me something that you really liked.
On a less technical note, I'll just get this out of the way, but the opening scene of the camera just panning the ship, just proving like how small and claustrophobic it is.
Yes.
Because you know that it's like it's gonna have to come into play later in the film. I think that setup for that was great.
Yep.
You know, it shows you how close everything is together, and you know, there's not a lot of places to run and hide. So
yeah. And it feels, I think what I appreciate the most about it is it feels lived in.
Yeah.
Like it's not clean and clean cut and like you would see in like the Star Wars prequels, Sam.
Yeah.
It's like really like every room is spotless, like every line is perfect. Like no, this place has like it's dingy and dirty. All of their collectibles are strewn about their workstations. It feels cramped. It's great. It works. I think going off of that too, one of the things that I want to mention just on that opening is the actual title sequence. The alien word pop in, so sick. It's one of the best.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Because it's just like the aesthetic of it is just so analog of just the
Yes.
lines and then slowly forms.
Yeah, it's super cool. Jasmine, what worked for you?
Okay. My main thing that worked for me, kind of on the practical effects like vein, but one thing I love about the xenomorph is how it is constantly evolving throughout the movie. I think that adds like a layer of tension because when we start off, obviously it's just like the egg and then it's the face hugger and then like we have the chest burster and then we have like the adult, like the grown version of it. And I think like each evolution just makes it like a little bit more terrifying throughout the movie. And again, like using like the creativity and like having to like use those practical effects in order to make it look cool and also be scary. It's just something you don't see. Like they had no choice. They had to be smart with it. There was no like, oh, let me just CGI with this, you know, no. They had to like make it every like little evolution that the alien has just makes it like kind of unpredictable in that way and really scary.
Yeah,
So
and
for
it
me,
was
it's
smart
that,
to
yeah.
It was smart to shroud the alien for a lot of the movie because like again, it was made in 1979 and all of the effects are not perfect. They can't really make it look like a crazy alien in 1979. So like if you look at the alien for too long, it is just a guy in a suit, which is, you know, suspends a little bit of the belief, but you get, because it's like you only see it in little bursts, you're fully on board with it. And then on top of that, having its evolution, like you said, it's like these characters too don't know what they're walking into. Like initially it's just this face hugger, they're like whatever. Then the chest burster, they see it's a little tiny thing, they're like, oh, we'll just hunt it down. And then all of a sudden, oh no, it's a big thing. They're constantly on edge for what this thing could be, which is really cool.
That's what I like too. After Kane dies, and like I took a note of it, they're like not all that concerned about catching it. They're kind of just like, we'll just break off into teams. You guys got a net. We got like these cattle prods. We're good. And then once Brett dies and like Parker's like, that thing is massive, that's when like the concern really kicks in.
It sets in.
And like Dallas goes into the air ducts and he's like pissing himself terrified.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true.
And it's to the point of like showing him the alien in scarcity. I like that it's not like the Jaws of like we're just gonna kind of have people just kind of get yanked off screen. I do like that we do get to see glimpses of it early and somewhat often. Because I think it made it more effectively scary when he did show up.
Because like it's not like in Jaws where it's like, okay, we know it's a shark. We know we're hunting a shark. You know, in this movie, it's like we don't know what this thing is.
Yeah.
And so getting little glimpses of it is like, oh, this is terrifying. It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
even seeing it, you still don't know what it really is or what it's capable of.
It's a giant penis, really, is what it is. At least that's what its head is.
It's Mark Wahlberg's television show.
No, it's back. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. The reference is here. I think to your point, one of the things that I want to bring up for what worked for me is the performances of this movie. The whole cast every character feels unique. And they feel believable. You know, you mentioned Dallas being in the vents and being scared shitless. Like I fully believed him trying to be that brave hero, Tom Skerritt, and then Veronica Cartwright being just basically the audience in this movie, which is I'm scared shitless and what the fuck is going on. And you know, every person has their own unique sort of a character to them, and they all work really well together, and they feel like normal people. Like even Sigourney Weaver, who is the hero of this movie, isn't really a hero. Like she's just a normal person, and she's terrified, and she's not that brave. She's ingenuitive, maybe, but she's not like action hero. Maybe where it gets a little bit down the line.
Give it a movie.
Yeah, give it a movie. She's just a normal person, and I and the whole cast is like that, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. It's kind of like I had this down too. Like the movie does not indicate at all that she is going to be like the final girl.
Yeah.
It's kind of like she's just the last one left.
Yeah.
And then she just has to kind of like outsmart the alien.
Yeah.
Which she kind of does. She kind of doesn't too, because it tricks her into getting onto the shuttle.
Yeah, right. That is something I want to talk about a little bit more in depth a little bit later on. But Sam, what else worked for you? What else do you have?
What else do I have? I think the whole final sequence of it's just Sigourney Weaver, like just Ripley trying to navigate the ship and do the self-destruct and then like get back on. I think that whole sequence was great. It kept the audience on the edge of their seat and like, was it going to show up? Was it not? Yeah, I really liked that. Kind of leads into like, I guess part of that first review I said, it was like, oh, the alien's like not in it. For me, I guess that was like, yes, I do wish we saw more of the alien, but I think that also played a great role in the suspense and the thriller aspect of the movie. Because you never knew when it was going to show up, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of... As I say, there's just like a lot of shots of nothing that end up being nothing.
Right. Kind of like when Dallas was in the vents, is like, you know he's gonna die, but you don't know when it's gonna show up. Which that jump scare was probably
terrifying.
You know, they got me.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm like I have a feeling he's just gonna turn around and it's gonna be there, and it still got me. So
and then it is there, and it's like and then you're like, whoa,
yeah.
One of the things I like, and maybe this is getting a little niche, but one of the cool details of this, and kind of a big plot point at the end of the movie, is just how difficult it actually is to self-destruct a ship. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's not just a button.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. Like you would think for a giant freighter like that, it wouldn't just be like a boop. All right, we're self-destructing.
Yeah.
Like, no, she has to like pull a bunch of levers and open up a bunch of stuff, which includes unscrewing a bunch of stuff, and then like waiting for things to happen, and then hitting buttons and putting in codes. And it's like, yeah, that's actually how it would be if you wanted to self-destruct an entire spaceship. It would be complicated. They wouldn't just allow you to do that. I appreciated that. Jasmine, what else? What else worked for you with this?
I mean, again, I love the like. We were just talking about her, but like the final girl, but how it's kind of like she's an actual character beyond that trope. And I know, again, they don't set her up as a final girl, but I just think that like when you think back on final girls now, she's one of the best. And she wasn't like an obvious like lead at all.
No.
So like when she becomes that like final survivor, I just think it like really shows that this movie was like something special in terms of building its characters. Like Sigourney Weaver, like I have so much love for her in this movie. Like she can do no wrong. She can't even pick a bad role anymore. Even if she does, it's fine because she did this. So
just
I think
permanently
she's one of
exonerated.
honestly, I would even argue she's one of like the strongest like hero characters, female hero characters in like all cinema.
I mean, she's not just given like, here's the thing, you're just gonna run away and scream and be a little like ingenious. Like this movie and Aliens in particular, she's a kind of a badass. Like she takes command of the ship when she needs to. She confronts people as she has to. She has a legitimate like character traits to her other than I'm just gonna be the final girl, and then kicks ass as the final girl. It's great.
Yeah,
I'm looking at her filmography. This was her like first major role.
Oh yeah, they plucked her off the streets basically.
Yeah.
Which I actually have some good casting what ifs when we get to that section, so I'm looking forward to talking about that. I want to offer too, just as kind of one of the things that I really appreciated is the use of music, but also the lack of music in certain scenes. There's a lot of tension building. That is done specifically because they don't put any music in it. When I believe the one that really stood out to me that made me write the note down was when Brett was looking for the cat. It's silent. It's just him walking around to say, like, here, kitty, kitty, and the rattling of the chains and the water dripping down, and that's it. There's no suspenseful, like, horror movies today, they build up that suspenseful music. They're like, oh, it's gonna happen, the jump scare's coming, and then it cuts and nothing happens and whatever. Like, no, this is just, you're in there in the atmosphere with him, and it's terrifying. Because, like, even having seen it before, you know something's gonna happen. And you're still waiting for it, like, on the edge of your seat, like, okay, it's got to happen sometime soon.
Speaking of that scene, when he, like, stands with the water and, like, he's just, like, having the water drip down, I'm like, oh, this is when he dies, this is when it shows up and he dies, and it doesn't. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay.
That's the kind of fake out that really works. It's not the build up, the crescendo, the tension, and then cut it, and nothing happens. It's, like, that feeling of, like, I know something's about to happen right now. And then he just does it. He just walks away. Because that's really what it would be like.
Yeah, it's like the trope where it's like kind of they did it with the cat and stuff like that. It's like it's building
Here
up.
Comes
and then
the jump scare.
Yep, and then it's just like the other crewmate or something like that. You know.
Connor, what do you have?
I got two things left.
Okay.
I loved the Ash reveal that he's an android, and specifically how they kind of hinted throughout the movie before that he had like ulterior motives. Like you have the scene after Dallas, Lambert, and Kane, after Kane gets the face hugger on him, and they're like in the I don't know, the
lab, the infirmary.
No, before that, the decompression area.
Yes.
And Dallas is like, let us in, and Ripley's like, no, that's not protocol, and Ash just goes above them and just opens the door. like in the moment you're like, oh no, he's just following orders from his captain. And then it comes back when like the reveal is that not only is he an android, but the orders were actually secure the life form, like the alien, and like everyone on the crew is all expendable. So it's like, it's a good setup.
Yeah, it's great. It's
yeah, there's other moments too. I'm sorry, not to
we've
keep
done
cutting
it
you
twice
off.
now.
I know, but like how like Ripley wants to warn the three that are out there that's a warning, and he's like, nah, there's no point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, there's definitely time to warn them.
Yeah, for sure. I think too that's what gets a lot of the tension in the first half, because it's just building up up to the chest bursting scene. Really, is what the whole first half builds to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like not a lot really happens. It's like Kane gets attacked, but it cuts to black. But then it's all interpersonal attention. It's Ash kind of sabotaging everything, but once you don't know that until you know it and you get the reveal, and then when you go back and see it, you're like, oh my god, he's hiding the test results from Ripley on the computer, or he's preventing them from capturing the facehugger or the chest burster when it comes out, and like he knows that he's got his own motives, but you don't really recognize that until you get that reveal, which is an awesome reveal, by the way. Such a cool like character plot arc.
Yeah.
And speaking of the alien, I find it very cool that it has acid blood. I just thought that was really cool. It's like a very cool little defense mechanism. It's like, oh, this is why they don't just like shoot the shit out of the alien, because they're going to destroy their ship.
Yeah.
It's the perfect organism.
And then the last one I had is like, I love how handheld the camera moves in this movie, because I really feel like I'm a part of the crew. I'm not just like watching the scenes play out. It's like I'm actually there in the scene, which I really enjoy. So that was one of the things that I really liked. Jasmine, what do you have anything else?
Yes, I have one last one.
Okay.
I really like a lot of the themes of this movie. Just like how like they're not super heavy-handed, but like it blends the idea like of corporate exploitation, body horror, and like parasitism. Would it be parasitism? Yeah.
Sure.
I'll
give it to
that's
you.
a word.
That's a point.
Yeah. Well, Chat GPT it, we'll find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like how all of those themes kind of like blend together, because I think it makes it a little scarier if you really think about the idea of like, yeah, this company sent them out there as like completely expendable. And I mean, like, Sorry to Bother You does that now, but I think that like obviously that's a very heavy-handed approach. That's just the first one that came to my head, but I like that even in 1979 we were getting like these little tidbits of like, hey, yeah,
all movies are
really
political.
Like yes. Yeah, there we go. But I really like how those themes blend and how it's like a cool way of looking at that, and how it makes it a little scarier.
For sure.
Yeah. Because you got away from the alien, but your company was still trying to kill you.
Right, and I think that's like again a credit to how many different sources they pulled from to create this movie. Because if it was just very one note, like one guy had an idea and he just kind of made that idea, you wouldn't have gotten all of those things. Like these guys would have just been like, they wouldn't have been part of a corporation and doing all these things. Like it would have just been, that's how it is. And the fact that they blend everything together, it's there's a reason why it came out the way it did.
Yeah, it's layered.
Absolutely. All right, Sam, do you have anything left for what works?
I think we pretty much covered it all.
Okay, then I will go to you as we transition to what doesn't work.
All right.
And see what you have to say.
I mean, I think there was not much that didn't work really for me. I'm kind of being a little bit.
This is the point where you can nitpick. So go ahead and nitpick.
What was it? Dallas's death and Brett's death.
Mm.
I didn't really like how they just like they died, and then the next scene was just like, oh, he died, and we found this. I kind of wish we they found they either went to go find the body or something, rather than just be like, oh, he got his he's not living.
You should go watch the director's cut. Because they actually did film some scenes.
Oh, did they? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, they did.
So.
They filmed some scenes. They cut them. Then Ridley Scott put them into the director's cut. So you should check it out. One of the things you guys talked about with Ripley that I kind of had a bit more of a gripe with. I wish we see more of her at the beginning to establish that this is a lead character. Like, and I get like she's just the idea of getting her to be like one of the crew and just like another, like just happened to be the last person who survived. But this is ultimately the main character of this film, and for like the first 20 minutes, you don't even know she's there. She's literally like on screen for like brief flashes for most of it. I wish we got more of her at the beginning. That was what I wanted.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more of a backstory with her too, or something.
Yeah, I could see that. Just a little bit more on Rip. I mean, literally, it's not until she sits down at the monitor and puts her leg up with those sick ass Converses, that is like, oh, this is actually a character, and this is who we're going to be focusing on. And that's not until they literally leave the ship and go onto the alien planet. So Connor, what about you? What didn't work?
So it's not that it didn't work, but it's the most common probably critique of the movie is that it does take an hour for the alien to show up. It's not a problem for me because I do think that Ridley Scott did use that first hour to really build up a lot of tension. Not that it's a big misdirection, but I do think that it set up like a lot of the claustrophobia of being on this ship where there really is no escape. If when shit hits the fan, like they have to fix the ship, it's kind of like, well, our options are fix the ship or die here. So
yeah,
that's kind of it. I mean, I like the idea of like keeping Ripley as kind of a kind of like a background character because it kind of gives lens to this idea that it could have been anyone.
Yeah.
Because I know with a lot of movies, like the final girl is just, she's the main, she's like the center of our focus. It's kind of like predetermined that she's going to survive like all these encounters. And honestly, it's just like the only reason she survived is because she was the only one who didn't meet the alien. Her only interaction is at the very end. No one survives their interactions except her, and that's just because she's already like blowing up the ship and she just kind of hides.
Yeah. No, I can appreciate, and maybe it's like a like looking at it from different lens, having seen it before. Yeah. Like knowing that this is the main character, it's like I want more of it. But going into it blind, it is a good touch to just make it like you said, it could be any one of us. I want to touch on your point on the first half, because I did have one note in the first half that there was one section of this movie that I really do just check out on, and it's the when they're landing the spaceship on the planet. I know it's like 1979. Look what we can do with this technology and these effects, but man, that scene is like 5+ minutes long of them trying to land a spaceship, and I'm like, guys, we can calm down here.
Really?
This could have been 10 seconds.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I just was like, I get it.
It's we'll go over it in the best scene / shot.
Interesting
thing.
Yeah,
but I can talk about it later.
Being on the planet, sick as fuck. Just land the ship. Land the ship in 15 seconds. I don't need 5 minutes of like, what's happening? What's going on? Whoa, shaky cam. Like, I don't know. Jasmine, what didn't work for you?
Okay. I was really rewatching it. I was thinking of this question the entire time because I was like, is there anything I can find that doesn't work there is exactly one
Oof.
moment at the very end of the chest burster scene when the alien, like, it's like the little puppet they have like running like on the table.
Yeah.
And it made me giggle. So it wasn't scary for a minute there.
Yeah. It is kind of, it's like, woo!
It's like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, okay. There we go. I got it. I found something. There we go.
My favorite part is like they all go to catch it and Ash is like, no, wait. And they would just watch it go, phew! It just is like, and he's gone. Okay, nice job, guys.
Oh, would you prefer him singing with the top hat?
Baby.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Yeah.
Literally.
That reminds me, when Kane dies and they just launch him into space, I started dying laughing how fast his body shot out. I was like, oh, shit.
I love to, they're like, anyone want to say any last words? Nothing.
No.
And then it's just like, okay, boom, gone.
Like, maybe I'm just so, like, in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it's just, like, so slow.
Yeah.
But it was like a missile.
It's the 1970s, man. It reminds me of the ending of A Nightmare on Elm Street when you could see the puppet go through the doors so fast. That's so funny too.
The fake woman just being pulled through the door. Oh my god.
It's like that part is like, it's supposed to be scary, but I'm like, it just makes you laugh.
Yeah. That's great. I want to ask you a little bit, change courses a little bit. I want to ask you how you feel about the end of the movie with Sigourney Weaver and her like basically stripping down to her underwear. I'm always a little bit conflicted on it because I know thematically, I know what they're trying to do because the whole movie is very like male gaze focused.
Mhm.
And it's like now we see this woman at her most vulnerable trying to fight for her life. I'm always a little like, do we really need to have Sigourney Weaver basically like in these low cut underwear that are just hanging off of her and like a t-shirt that's like maybe as big as my thumb? Like, what are we doing here? I don't know.
Well, it's her PJs to get in to go to.
Yeah, I was gonna say
57 years.
That's what she was wearing when she woke up. It's what she's wearing to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Like she thinks she's in the clear. She thinks she's going back to stasis.
Yeah, I know. I just like the
She's
whole
not
idea
like wearing a
of
onesie
like
in there.
that's the get up is
Yeah, I guess I'm like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they should have had like a uniform for that
like a
kind of
stasis
thing.
suit.
Yes, but
Like in the I think it's Covenant, they do have like
okay.
they do have like suits that they're wearing. Not that the pods are so much different because it's more of like a colony they're transporting.
Mhm.
When James Franco just gets incinerated in it. Spoiler alert.
Well, thank you. I was gonna rewatch. I was gonna watch all of them, but
Honestly, you can't even tell he's in it until they show a picture of him. But like that's the only other time I can really think of like when they actually like are wearing like pajamas.
Yeah. I could see how you could think it would be gratuitous too, based on like some of like the dialogue and like the way like her crew members like talk to her too and just are like constantly like undercutting and undermining her. But I feel like it's not bad. Like I don't think it was like malintent. I could see how it could feel a little gratuitous. It's not like super obvious. It could also be a way that they were able to be like, hey, we got this little beautiful lady in her underwear in this movie, so give us more money for it.
To that point too, the movie is very like phallically intense between the amount of men on the ship and then also the design of all of the aliens was intentionally made to be very phallic. Like the face hugger literally sticking something down Kane's throat.
Yeah.
The design of the alien head, like the little alien being basically it's very, it was intentional. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's this beautiful woman that's, scantily clad, but also this feels weird to be watching. Like it was intentional. I just don't know if I needed it.
Yeah.
I think it was just their way of saying like it's a fake out ending. It's like here she is, she's very vulnerable, because she thinks that she can be vulnerable right now.
I think
And
ultimately
then-
that is what it comes down to.
Yeah. And then, whoop, it's in the walls.
I got another thing for you, which is Parker should not have died. I think he should have lived too.
He had to get his shares, man.
Yeah, I know. And I can't even remember how he died. Like, how did he die?
Head burst with the little mouth.
Yeah. He was trying to save.
It was
what's
off
her name?
screen.
Oh yes, he was trying to save
Lambert.
Veronica Cartwright. Yeah,
Yeah.
he shouldn't have died. he should have just put both of them up in flames. Like, come on.
I don't know why he charged the alien too.
Yeah, he
Like,
does run after
sacrifice.
the alien.
I'm like,
He's-
just I would have
Don't be a hero.
booked it out of
Yaphet.
there. I'm like,
Just-
all right, see you later.
Oh God.
Also,
go ahead.
sorry, on that, he doesn't really, like, aside from his bonus shares, whatever, he doesn't really get to complete an arc
Yeah.
before
kinda is.
dying. Yeah, fair. But
Unless you want to make the argument that it's like he was so concerned about his bonus and then he dies sacrificing himself for someone else, even though it literally was pointless because she
already
She
Just
also died immediately after.
yeah, she was just like petrified and like paralyzed in fear. But that's the only thing I can even think of like an arc for him.
And my last question, or not question, but thing that didn't work that I want to present to the group. It's the cat.
It's a question I had for the movie.
Yeah, why the fuck do they have a cat in space on this spaceship? And like, honestly, maybe I love animals. I have 2 cats. I love my cats. They're not here right now, but I love my cats. If there was an alien on this motherfucking spaceship that I'm on, see you later. Gone. Sorry. You can deal with that. I'm out. I'll get a new cat. I'm sorry. And that's my cat. Like, I can't imagine having just a communal cat. Like, sorry, that cat's fucking dead. For all I know, it's gone.
I just don't get why you bring a cat into space.
yeah. Like, logistically, it makes no sense. I get it for the movie because I feel like when you have the cat and you have the alien, so you have like kind of like these 2 creatures, and you get to see like, you know, kind of like a very specific contrast between the 2 characters. But yeah, I don't think anyone should be bringing their cat.
Yeah, no.
Into
Even
space.
from
no
like the
cats in
resource
space.
perspective, like
Yeah.
that's oxygen, that's food you gotta pack.
Yeah, how are they feeding this cat? Do they have like a special bundle of cat food that they
Like-
brought?
In that stasis chamber, like
Yeah.
are they
And-
like designing it to be able to like pump whatever to knock both of people out?
Yeah. Who gets to share the pod with the cat?
Does
Is
the
it like
cat
a
have
draw
its own
straw
pod?
situation? Because like between, I don't know if they're like sitting in water or something like that in that stasis. Like typically that's how stasis is. Like you have a little water pad or whatever. Like between the swamp ass and the fur from the cat, you're fucked if you got the cat. Like you're in big trouble.
Yeah. And don't you have to go through training, like extensive training just to go into space. Did the cat like,
kitty
what?
boot camp. Kitty boot camp.
Yeah, right? I'm like just thinking like, how is this cat like okay right now and not just like seizing out or freaking out in some way?
Yeah, get the cat
Just
out of
chilling. Yeah. No need for that cat.
here. All right, Connor, do you have anything else for what didn't work before we move to our votes on best moment?
No, because I just thought of something, but I don't know how well it would have worked. But like Romulus did it. I kind of wish they had like a 0 gravity scene. It would have been
Yeah.
cool in space, but you could obviously just say like the ship is programmed to have
Yeah, it
gravity.
always has gravity. I mean, you could have done it like to do the strain, like Logan's Run. I was just watching Logan's Run, which came out a few years earlier. And they did a 0 gravity thing in it. It was like, if you watch the Blu-ray, you can kind of tell that in some moments that these people are on strings on high wires.
Mhm.
But it worked. Like I was like, yeah, these, whatever. You could
It's
have
cool,
done it.
especially like when the ship is like on its way to being like blown up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're telling me the gravity is still gonna be on.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
could have been a cool little twist to add. But again, making that happen was probably like, we can't do that.
Yeah, no, we got to choose between like paying these people or doing zero graph.
It was kind of like, this is a really off the riff example, but it's kind of like back in our accounting class sophomore year when we had to,
Whoa!
we had to make a business, and to get around like having to factor in like cash payments into our business model, we just picked a tattoo parlor because it would only factor in credit. So we're just like, we're just gonna assume that.
Assume all payments are not in
credit.
cash.
Yeah. We're just gonna assume gravity's always on.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk. Let's do our best moments. I've got some nominees for you before we take a vote. The title sequence plus opening tour of the ship. Very, very cool. Sam talked about that. He brought that up. That's such a sick scene. Just getting all of the views of the ship. Eating breakfast. The crew right after they wake up, they're just eating breakfast together, having a little family meal, talking about Yaphetkotto is talking about how he needs his shares, and they're kind of just catching up after being in stasis for so long. Those sort of like human moments, I think, really helped the film. I really loved it. Exploring the alien mothership, very cool. Kane waking up and the chestburster scene, like that whole section. That's sick. Dallas in the vents, very, very scary. And then the ending, Ripley versus the alien, very cool as well. What other nominees do you guys have?
I got one. When they're in the maintenance bay, it's Brett and Jonesy in the maintenance bay.
Yeah, that's a great one. That I should have had that in there.
And especially because when the alien like chooses to spare the one, I
cat.
just think like, yeah.
Fuck the cat.
Well, I just think it's like really like a cool way of showing that it's like not a mindless killer. Like it's not just like, yeah. So, yeah.
That's a great one. Sam or Connor, do you guys have any other?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the opening scene, I had that down. But to contrast you, Aaron, I actually really liked the ship landing scene. I feel like it was one thrilling, and like I was nervous, because it with the extended time, and it proves that it just doesn't take one person to land a ship; it takes the entire crew. And to see them working together like that, it just more reality. If something, for something
I can
like
appreciate
that to happen. It kind of reminds me of like in Star Wars episode 3. It's like, oh yeah, 2 people can land
giant space cruiser.
Like I'm
no
like,
way.
Okay. So it was kind of like that. How yes, it takes an entire crew, and nothing always goes right. 100% right. So I had that down, but I also had the beginning scene. So
that's a good point on that one. Connor, did you have any other moments?
No, I mean, I liked everything on the engineer's ship, but I think between the chest burst and the ducks, those are my 2 favorite.
Yeah.
All right, well let's vote then. My vote is for the chest bursting scene. I think that is the most iconic, the best scene of the movie.
Same.
Yeah, it's the most iconic.
All right, well, award to chest bursting scene, best performance. I've got 3 nominees for you. I've got
3 out of the 7 people.
Yeah, between the 7 people. I've got Ianholm as Ash. I've got Sigourney Weaver as Ripley. Shocker. And my underrated pick is Harry Dean Stanton as Brett. Just something about him. I just love that man. I love Harry Dean Stanton anyways, but like he's just like the most carefree guy on the crew. He just doesn't. I don't know. Just something about his character. I just love watching him. He's very fun. Is there anyone else that you guys want to call out in the 7-person cast?
Not the cat.
No, thank you. Not the cat.
I had John Hurt. I think he was the first one to die, and I think that scene alone, I think, puts him above a lot. Because it actually felt like seemed like he was actually dying from inside, you know. So
no, that's true. Anyone else?
We've named half the cast, I think. I think we covered it.
All right, well, let's vote. I don't know. I'm torn between Sigourney Weaver and Ian Holm, if I'm really thinking about it. They're both very different performances. I don't know. I feel like Ian Holm, I love, like, on a rewatch, being able to see his kind of cold, calculated nature, and then knowing that he's an android is like, yeah, this is all intentional. I really like, but I can also go Sigourney Weaver too. So
I'm good with Ian Holm. I mean, I think he definitely plays that, like, he's not actually part of the crew kind of thing. So
yeah,
that the so-called, like, I don't know if it's like an anti-hero or a villain of the movie, but
I would say he's a secondary antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Sigourney Weaver is like the obvious, but I would go Ian Holm just because it's like the underdog pick. Like both are incredible.
Undercat pick.
Yeah.
No.
There we go.
No cat.
Definitely not.
Get the cat out of here.
We're dog people. Just kidding.
Your cats are listening to you right now, and they're just gonna like stop.
Look, my cats don't give a
loving
shit. Rowdy, she just sleeps, and Mr. Man doesn't have anything going on behind his brain or behind his eyes.
Aww.
He's kind of an idiot, so he doesn't know.
I also have an orange cat, so.
Oh, well, there you go.
There we go.
My parents do too, but he's fat, so I don't think he's doing much. He's also kind of dumb. Sorry, Leo.
All right, well, it sounds like we're giving it to Ian Holm. So that means it's time to talk about what ifs, because there's a lot of what ifs with this movie. I really am excited to kind of talk about. So first off, for Ripley, Meryl Streep was initially considered. But this is the time where John Cazale passed away, and so she was unavailable. But she was considered. Helen Mirren auditioned for Ripley as well, which would have been a crazy. I mean, just to think that they had like Meryl Streep and Helen Mirren no-go, and then they end up pulling out Sigourney Weaver, who becomes just as legendary as them. It's like crazy. It's crazy work. Veronica Cartwright, who plays Lambert, she auditioned for Ripley and was cast, and didn't know that she had been cast as Lambert until she arrived for wardrobe in London, and then they told her, "Yeah, you're actually going to be playing Lambert," and she was pissed. She was not happy, but kind of worked out.
Yeah.
John Finch was originally cast as Kane, but became incredibly ill and had to back out of the role, and so Ridley Scott's first choice, John Hurt, was cast because he was unavailable originally. So that's the casting stuff, but there's a lot of stuff with the director that went down. So originally, the writer, Dan O'Bannon, he assumed he was going to direct this movie, but 20th Century Fox, nah. So they asked Walter Hill to do it. Walter Hill, famous for The Warriors. He couldn't because he was making other things. So then they approached Peter Yates, who directed Bullet, John Boorman, who directed Deliverance, Jack Clayton, who directed Room at the Top, Robert Aldrich, director of Kiss Me Deadly, and Robert Altman, famous for MASH and Nashville and many, many other films. And 20th Century Fox said, maybe not these guys. I don't think they can do it seriously. And then Steven Spielberg was approached to direct this movie, and he had to turn it down due to prior commitments. And only then did we make it to Ridley Scott. So he was like eighth choice to direct this movie. But he went all in. I mean, he was like, I'm going to make sure that this is the best sci-fi horror movie ever. And I mean, I think for the time, he pretty much accomplished his goal. Okay, modern day recast. This is a fun one. So we're going to be recasting the entire main crew because there's only 7 people in this movie. So, is there a particular order that you guys want to go in? Do you want to do like most to least significant, or how do you want to do it?
I don't know. You just
Start
you can
naming
just
off
call
people.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay,
just call
so
out a
I'll
name.
just start at the
We'll
top.
answer.
I'll start at the top with Ripley. Sam, I'll start with you. Who did you have cast in the role of Ripley?
So,
if you were to cast this in 2025, how were you casting it?
I was thinking about Ripley, and I needed someone that could go in and fuck some shit up. And this is a lesser known, well, not lesser known, but like she hasn't starred in much right now. But I had Katie O'Brien.
I think that's a great pick.
Great pick.
So,
Jasmine, what about you? Did you what do you have?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Maybe not quite a hot take, but I was going like real modern. I was thinking like someone like Florence Pugh
I think that
could do a
absolutely
really,
works as well.
really good job. Yeah. Yep.
I got for you. I went with Kristen Stewart as my pick because I wanted someone who could be intimidating, but on the surface not intimidating. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. She was really good in Underwater.
Yeah. And Connor, what about you?
So I had two names. The first was Mary Elizabeth Winstead because she was in the Thing prequel remake where, I mean, she can handle some aliens.
Mm-hmm.
But then the one that I felt more strongly about, Melissa Barrera. Feel like, she got shafted by the Scream franchise. I'm giving her the opportunity to lead a new franchise.
All right. So next we're gonna go to Kane, who's played by John Hurt. And Sam, who did you have for Kane?
I had a really hard time trying to come up with a Kane, so this is kind of like a funny pick almost.
Jack Black.
No, I thought of somebody that dies in almost every movie he's in, and I had Sean Bean.
That's pretty good. That would be fun. All right. Jasmine, who did you have for Kane?
For Kane, I was struggling with that one a little bit as well, but I'm gonna go with Dev Patel.
I don't
That's
mind
a good one.
I didn't think that. Yeah.
I feel like he's got that like charm and charisma. I feel like that could work for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I went with I basically chose between the Skarsgårds. I went Bill or Alexander Skarsgård was my choice. One, they fit the age range. One of the things I tried to do with my recast was fit the age range of each of the characters, or at least the actors. They fit that range, and also they look a lot like John Hurt did in the movie. They just got that like very like thin face. So I went with the Scars, and I feel like Bill Skarsgård could be really good at like the death scene. So
yeah, that makes sense.
He's died a couple times. Movies,
once or twice.
He just has to take his shirt off and just be like,
yeah. There you go. Connor, what about you?
So I just tried to find a nice British guy. Well, and I went for one where I've seen him play like second in command, which really doesn't really matter. But I just picked Paul Bettany, also because
that's not bad.
Like, obviously, Ash is the android, but I think it's a fun little twist if you have someone who's played an android before, kind of as like a red herring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though he's going to die first.
Right.
I definitely did not think you were going to say that. I thought you were going to say Paul Blart.
Paul Blart?
Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
Mall Cop.
Oh, man.
He said, keep space safe.
I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, man.
Riding around on this Segway.
Yikes. Get out of the way. Got an alien on my face. All right. Now we're going to move to Dallas. So, Jasmine, I'm going to start with you. Who did you have in the Dallas role?
I got two, but like only because one is like maybe he's a little older, but I feel like he would do so good. Okay, ready? Ethan Hawke. And
Yep.
then
Ooh.
my
Love it.
second choice is Oscar Isaac.
I love that too.
Nice pick.
Yeah, I would go Ethan Hawke as my first choice. I just don't know if people would think it would be out of the age range.
Yeah, he might be a little too old at this point.
Yeah.
But maybe like 2010 Ethan Hawke would probably be pretty good
Yeah.
for it.
Yep.
So I was looking to is like kind of, again, trying to choose actors that are actually in the age range. And this is like basically like the heartthrob of the movie. Like he's the best looking character in the movie.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of, okay, heartthrob, leader type, who can also do some action. And I came to Sebastian Stan is my pick.
I like that.
Sam, you also had Sebastian Stan?
That was my pick, yeah.
Yeah. Sebastian Stan's really good in this.
You're casting this movie to be like White Boys of the Month. Like these are all my celebrity is like Bill Skarsgård, Sebastian Stan. Like
that is the start and end of that trend with my cast.
But you also have Kristen Stewart, who I also love. So I'm just saying, your movie is like my dream movie.
There you go. Well,
there you
look
go.
at that.
I mean, we'll see.
Hey, it might continue. Who knows? I got a couple others in the bag here. All right, Connor, who did you have?
So I just had to double check to make sure he wasn't in one of these because that was a rule we wanted to keep.
Yeah.
All original actors. I wanted someone on the older side who is more of like the captain. He's going to keep everyone in check. He kind of was this in a movie this year, not now. This guy's squeaky toy. I went Mahershala Ali.
Okay.
I
like that.
Not a bad pick.
I could see it. I could definitely see it. All right. We're going to move now to Ash is the next person I have on my list. Connor, I'm going to start with you now. Who is your Ash pick? As Nathan likes to squeak in the background.
Squeaky.
Squeak.
I went David Dastmalchian. He's one of my horror guys, and I just feel like he just has that unsettling aura about him. But also he could kind of just blend into the background of any scene where you're just not really noticing him. But then when he reveals that he was secretly plotting to kill everyone and like keep this alien safe, it kind of gives like the Michael Fassbender from like the Prometheus and Covenant vibe.
Nice. All right, Sam, who did you have?
Yeah, I think I have. I guess he's not really a younger pick, but I think you can also play that like behind the scenes guy. I had Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, I can see it.
So, yeah, I could definitely say like he could act like the good guy, but then like turn it, flip a switch, and then all of a sudden he's the bad guy. So,
I like that. Jasmine, what did you have?
I went Cillian Murphy. I think that he's really good at like a cold, controlled performance. So I kind of feel like he could give it that. Yeah, that one was a difficult one for me.
Yeah, it was not an easy one for me either. But I think I landed on one that I liked. I went more character actor focused. My pick, and again, I think I picked this person because they kind of fit the build of Ianholm in much the same way too. Where
Jack Black.
No, I went with Michael Stuhlbarg.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Again, character actor, really good character actor. Maybe a little bit unsettling, but very plain looking. I tried to, again, with all of these, well, actually, I couldn't really for some of them, but with a lot of these picks, I tried to get as close to plain looking people as I could in today's Hollywood. Because that's really was part of the cast was these guys were, they weren't all supermodels. I say as I put Bill Skarsgård and Sebastian Stan in my movie.
I was gonna say,
and Kristen Stewart. But look, all right, if it's the rules, Michael Stuhlbarg is my pick. Now we get to go to Parker, Yaphetkotto's character, And I have two picks. I went with either Daniel Kaluuya or Tremel Tillman was my other pick if I wanted to do Tremel Tillman. But I don't know, something about Daniel Kaluuya, he's like already a horror guy and kind of, I don't know, it just feels like he could fit this vibe. So that's who I picked. Connor, obviously you went the same choice.
Yeah, it's because of who I picked for Brett too. I wanted someone with good chemistry, so I'm gonna save that pick.
Okay. Sam, who did you pick?
Yeah, I had also had two. One I kind of focused more on like the physical side, and then one more of like the character side. I had Michael B. Jordan and Jeffrey Wright.
I like the Jeffrey Wright pick more than the Michael B.
Wright.
Jordan pick.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
We're making this movie too sexy.
Well, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like, you have to have like these guys that could really just fuck shit up in these movies, but
they don't make 1979 builds anymore. Like yaphetkotto would not be a star in 2025.
Fair.
All right, Jasmine.
All right. I went with someone who actually hasn't been in anything in like a while, but like I think he fit the physical, and yeah, I went with Winston Duke.
Oh, that's another good one. It's another very, very good one. I see we're kind of on the same wavelength with the Marvel pick.
Yeah.
All right, Lambert, the only other woman in this movie. Connor, who did you have for Lambert?
This was a hard one for me because I was like trying to find like what character traits can I really try to map to someone else. I ended up just trying to find someone who's like close enough in age to Melissa Barrera as Ripley. So I picked Caitlin Dever.
I love that. I'm a huge fan of Caitlin Dever, so
she's
I like
incredible.
That yeah. Jasmine, who did you have for?
I had two. Funny enough, I had Kristen Stewart.
Oh, look at that!
First pick.
Man, I have pulled a lot of people from other people.
Yeah, things. She's got, she's good with raw emotion. And then my other pick was Anya Taylor-Joy.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
I had one pick. This was actually the first name that I grabbed as I was looking through things. I picked Rooney Mara as Veronica Cartwright's character. Someone who has already been like, you look at like the girl with the dragon tattoo, kind of can disappear into like a cut the hair short, do a lot of like physical things, but really just be like almost like the surrogate of the audience, and is a really great character actor and can, I'm assuming can act terrified. I don't know, just something about that, and they look fairly similar. So I don't know, I like that pick. Sam, who did you have?
Again, this was a pretty hard one for me. But I landed on two. And funny enough, they both have the same first name. I had first one was Daisy Ridley.
Okay.
And then my second one was Daisy Edgar Jones. So
okay. I
think they both.
I almost went Daisy Ridley for Ripley.
That would have been
actually. Yeah. No, I like that. I like those. I mean, definitely, I could see Daisy Ridley as like she's sci-fi already, so she can definitely.
I think she could definitely, pull off the short hair that really can express that emotion really well. So,
yeah. And last but not least, we've got Brett. I'm gonna kick it off here. Brett, I had one of my favorite character actors of all time. And again, I tried to choose someone who was kind of the right age. This person is a little bit older than Harry Dean Stanton was, but I mean, Harry Dean Stanton was like 52, but he looked like he was 70 in this movie. So I went with Clancy Brown as my pick for Brett. Maybe a little bit of a fatter Brett, but same vibe.
I like it.
Jasmine, who did you have?
Paul Dano.
Oh,
okay.
I like Paul Dano.
Feel like kind of quirky, kind of understated. Just
Baby
giving
face.
that kind of like, yep.
I like it. Connor, I'll go to you, and then we'll end with Sam.
So I wanted someone who would have good chemistry with Parker, and I went back to the Skins days, someone who's good friends with Daniel Kaluuya. I went with Jack O'Connell.
Yeah, that's
killing
that's
it
a cool
right now.
One.
Okay.
That's a cool one. That's a cool one. Yeah, I like that. All right, Sam, finish us out with the modern
I was
day
kind of going.
recast.
I was kind of going off with the chemistry with the cast and stuff like that. Sorry, but I am choosing another Marvel character. I had Bradley Cooper.
Wow, you have made the hottest alien movie in existence.
Spicy.
Can you just run down your whole cast real quick?
Okay. All right. So for Ripley, I have Katie O'Brien. Parker, I have Michael B. Jordan or Jeffrey Wright.
Woo!
Probably the Jeffrey Wright pick. Ash,
now
I
you
had
gotta go
Tom.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash, I had Tom Hiddleston. Dallas, Sebastian Stan, Lambert, Daisy Ridley, Kane as Sean Bean, and then Brett is Bradley Cooper.
This is the hottest alien lineup in
And Sean
existence.
Bean.
and Sean Bean.
Hey, Sean, don't you knock Sean Bean. Sean Bean could have been a good Brett, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of fun. I always love doing the modern day recast. It's time for hot takes. And I kind of want to start with this. Maybe this isn't a hot take necessarily, but it's really the thing that stuck out to me. Is that Ripley 100% was correct in not opening the decompression chamber. And in fact, if it was me, I'm abandoning Kane and the whole crew ASAP. And the fact that they're totally fine with trying to help this dude who has an alien on their face just proves the complete and utter incompetence of this crew and what they're trying to accomplish. You're telling me that the first sign, that is like probably first day of space crew class, is like, if there's alien, don't do anything. And if you get attacked by alien, fucking run. Like, these guys come up upon an alien and they're like, we must get him into our ship into space so we can investigate and help him. It's like, this is an alien that attached itself to a man's face. I am out. See you later. Goodbye. Not happening. You can figure it out on this planet. I'm out. That's my hot take. Basically, what it comes down to is my hot take is this movie never happens if I'm in charge.
Fair.
Well, like, you could be like the first review. That could have been over in half an hour, right?
Yeah, it literally would have been.
This is a
it would have been
short
like,
film.
oh, what's that? He's got an alien on his face. I'm hitting the button and ejecting all of you into space.
We're
like
blowing
they
the
did for
ship
Kane.
up now.
Yeah, I like hitting the buttons already. I'm putting in the code to blow up the ship. So sorry. See you later. All right. What do you guys have for hot takes?
I'll go. I have one. As much as I don't like that there's a cat in space, if everyone behaved more like the cat, who is arguably the smartest creature on the ship, half of them would have lived.
Yeah,
Because-
I see. We've got the same vibe here.
Yeah, the cat hides. He does not get involved and survives. So
And in fact, you could argue Ripley hides and doesn't get involved and survives.
I'm just saying, like,
That's a good point. Hey, it kind of goes hand in hand with mine of the complete lack of competence on this crew.
Well, to piggyback off that general theme, way too much splitting up and like everyone just going one by one. Like, what are we doing? Like, the whole thing
Yeah.
gets started because Kane just kind of fucks off on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking Brett is just walking. They know there's an alien out there, and he's like, I'll go find Jones by myself. And then once they realize that there is a big alien, not the tiny one that they thought, a big alien, Dallas is like, I'll go into the vents alone.
That's so true. Oh my god, there's too much going alone.
It's like rule number 1 of a horror movie is never split up.
I'll be
They obviously
back.
didn't.
Watch
There we go.
Scream.
I'll be right back.
All right, Sam. What is your hot take here?
I had 2. I had kind of a hard time coming up with one, but I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I like this original Alien better than the original Predator.
I like that.
I guess that's I'm not too involved with the Alien Predator fan base, and what that is. It's like Star Wars versus Star Trek kind of thing. So, and then my other one is take the mother out and nothing changes.
That's true. Yeah,
Because-
Mother doesn't really contribute a whole lot to this movie.
because Ash would have turned anyway. They would have found out about Ash anyways. And then, yeah. So
And otherwise, her whole deal is I don't know. That's like
Yeah,
straight up
basically.
what happens.
Yeah.
could not compute.
Yeah, it's a good call. It's a good call.
I will say,
Um,
Sam, to your first take, I think the Alien, in theory, never should beat the Predator.
Okay, I mean,
Or sorry, other way around. The Alien clears the Predator in terms of like
Skill.
skill. Yeah,
okay, I mean, yeah. I'm not too well versed in that whole universe yet because I will be watching all of them. But
I've seen them. It's like some power scaling going on. Like in most of them, it's the exact. You always follow the Predator, which is kind of like Batman v Superman is kind of like a Batman movie. You follow the Predator, and like the aliens fuck up like all the Predators except for the one. So
Nice.
it's kind of unfair.
It's like you got God Predator against the aliens.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's we're getting close to the end here, which means we got to talk about if this movie is better with the Challengers cast in it. I think it could work if they're not the leads. Like I just don't see Zendaya as Ripley, but like maybe as Lambert could
No.
work.
Maybe it's just Mother.
Maybe his mother.
No.
I would be interested in seeing Josh O'Connor and Mike Face in this movie though.
that might work, but
that might work
I
a little
don't
bit.
see Zendaya as anything.
No.
And then we gotta end it out before we do our final score with the prop. What prop are you guys taking home? Connor, he's got it.
It's the Nostromo bomber jacket.
Yeah,
That thing is sick as hell.
That is pretty cool.
I want Ripley's flamethrower.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can I just? I don't want to say any of the aliens stuff. Like I don't want like the face hugger or the egg or anything like that.
But
Maybe I was thinking maybe the Converses, like the sick Converses that Ripley's wearing,
Nice.
or like one of those like or the pods. That could be pretty cool too. Just have a
Yeah.
pod bay in my house.
just go to sleep for 57 years.
Yeah, right.
Kind of cool.
All right. Well, that's brought us to the end of the review, which means we got to do our final scores. For
I didn't say mine.
oh, I thought you were agreeing with the flamethrower.
No, I mean, I agree with it, but
Got
I
it.
have
Okay.
my own pick.
What is your own?
Yeah,
pick? I
I'm
thought-
taking the flamethrower. He's got to take
Got it.
something else.
You can't take the flamethrower.
Yeah.
What is your
Um,
pick then?
I know you guys shit on him a lot, but I'm taking Jones the cat.
No,
Aw.
taking Jonesy. I knew it.
He's
I
not
knew
a
it.
prop. He's a
I will
living
take him out
being.
of space, okay? I will take him. He
Aw.
does not have to be in space anymore.
You're doing him a
right.
good service.
Yeah, you've done. You've served the community.
To
So that
rescue.
means we are at the time now to do our final scores. Sam, this was your first watch. What is your score
All
for
right.
Alien?
Yeah, so this has been on my list for quite some time now. I kind of wanted to wait till like spoopy season to watch it. And I was definitely sleeping on this. It was thrilling. The acting was great. And I generally thought the alien was in it more, but it wasn't, and I think that worked super well. I thought, Ripley kind of had more of a part to play in it, but that wasn't true, and which worked very well. You know me and how much I'm a sci-fi guy. I love my sci-fi movies. If it's action, drama, space, horror, anything like that. This is gonna be my top movie of my list that we've watched.
Whoa.
It isn't a 5 out of 5 perfect.
I swear to God, if it's a 4.9.
It is a 4.85.
That's honestly worse.
That's so much worse.
Oh man, 4.85. All right, Jasmine, what is your score and what are your thoughts for Alien?
Final thoughts. I'll keep it short and sweet. One of the best sci-fi horrors of all time. Great practical effects, super cool monster, a little bit of slasher vibe to it, which I like, and a really cool non-traditional final girl. I'm going to go 4.7.
Ooh. All right. 4.7. Connor, we'll go to you. How'd you feel about Alien?
I'll keep it short and sweet too. It's probably my favorite sci-fi movie, period, let alone horror. It's just so good, man. It kickstarted such a good franchise. It's such an iconic character and such an iconic monster. It's a 5. Been giving out a lot of those recently, but it's a 5.
Yeah, well, we've been reviewing a lot of good movies. Yeah, I mean, look, this movie's really, really good. There are a couple parts that, obviously I've had some nitpicks, and there are some things that I might not be as huge a fan on, but it's still, I mean, come on, this is just excellent. It's incredibly well done, and it's lasted this long and spawned a franchise because of this movie and the quality of it. I'm giving it a 4.5. So that leads our final average score to a 4.78, which
Nice.
amongst all of the movies we have done is in the top 5, is number 4. So this is just above Sinners, which had an average of 4.75, and just below Jaws, which is a 4.89. So obviously we're a couple of horror fans on this pod. And again, number 1 is tentative still. One Battle After Another with a perfect 5 until Sam sees. Although Jasmine, you're part of this pod, so what was your score for One Battle After Another?
5.
Okay,
5.
so we're still at tentative top until we get Sam's total.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm seeing it this weekend. So,
but our top 5 goes horror and then Paul Thomas Anderson. It's literally how we feel about movies. So with that said, thank you so much for listening. If you like this episode, and yes, I'm talking to you, like, subscribe, leave a rating, follow us on your favorite podcast platform, share it with your friends, do all of that fun stuff, and let us know what you think about Alien. We want to know, and we love talking about this movie and all kinds of movies, and we can't wait to do so many more. You can find us on social, on all different socials linked in the show notes, and especially our TikTok, where we're posting clips from these pods all the time. So that's always fun. Go to our website, firstpicturehouse.com, for all kinds of content that we've written in the past. And you can go to our Letterboxd and see what we're watching when we're watching it, and check out Jasmine's TikTok as well. And she does a lot of great content there, so you should check it out for sure. And with that said, I think that is going to do it for the Film Box podcast, and we will see you next time.